Good morning. My name is Valerie Everman. I'd like to thank you for inviting me to your meeting today. The purpose of my presentation is to read and examine a case study given to us by Harvard Business Review. The title of the study is Generation Y in the Workforce. As we read and examine the study, we will identify a problem, identify what caused the problem, and also identify steps we can take in order to solve the problem. The situation in this case study takes place in a business called Rising Entertainment. But we will find, as we identify the problem, that this does not just happen solely at Rising Entertainment. This is a very prominent problem in today's workforce. Let's begin with an overview of the case study. Sarah Bennett is 37. She's the head of the marketing division. Josh Lewis is 23, a marketing associate under Sarah, and has been there for 10 months. The team is in the midst of prepping the promotions, advertising, and branding plan for the new Fire Force 5 film. The presentation to the CEOs of the company is scheduled for Friday, 2 days away. As head of the marketing division, Sarah has already come up with a marketing plan to propose to the CEOs on Friday. It consists of publishing behind the scenes and making of articles in magazines such as Entertainment Weekly and other magazines that she has contacts with. Also, to book the movie stars for late night and morning talk shows. And she's also been working on a high-impact trailer that she solely plans on airing on television. And Josh, being a new employee, has ideas he'd like to propose to Sarah. His ideas revolve around using new media outlets. Some of his ideas are to upload the theme song to the new Fire Force 5 film on Guitar Hero. He also proposed to create contracts with Hulu. Another one of Josh's ideas is to make the other Fire Force 5 films available on the internet and to embed exclusive looks to the new film in the older films. Sarah does not take Josh's ideas seriously. Because of that, Josh does not take the task that Sarah asked him to complete seriously. He finishes his numbers, sends them to Sarah, who is not impressed, and quickly meets up with CEO Sam Smithstone. By doing this, Josh completely bypasses Sarah and her authority to meet with the CEO. Mr. Smithstone actually loves Josh's approach and invites him to share his ideas in the meeting. Sarah does not know this until the morning of the presentation. She quickly sends Josh a text asking him to meet her in his office. Now, after this review of the case study, how can Sarah and Josh work together more effectively? What is the problem? Well, the problem in this case study is twofold. Josh and Sarah do not agree on the methods of marketing, and neither Josh nor Sarah are taking the time to communicate effectively. So what caused the problem, and how can we see that playing out in our case study? As far as problem one goes, that Josh and Sarah do not agree on the methods of marketing, we can see here that Josh has big ideas and Sarah is unsure, so she dismisses them. And she takes that as his attempt to say, look at me. And also, this is Josh's view on Sarah, that Sarah is stuck in a comfort zone. You know, she's using the marketing plan that she knows worked in the past, but this is not the most effective plan for today. And as far as the second problem goes, that neither Josh nor Sarah are taking time to communicate effectively, we see in these differences of opinion. So that Josh feels accomplished, and he was expecting to be able to get to act on some of his ideas. Whereas Sarah thinks that Josh is more concerned with getting praise than earning praise. So how can we solve this problem, these differences in opinions, these misunderstandings, miscommunications? How can we solve that, and how can we keep that from happening in your business? So the solution to problem one, which is again that Josh and Sarah do not agree on the methods of marketing, is to create a standard within the company to keep up with the latest media outlets. This allows everyone to be on the same page. It is imperative for companies today to keep up with these latest media outlets because you are allowing the consumer to receive the information when they want it. This is imperative because you're meeting the consumer where they are. The consumer no longer has to search for information or to wait until the trailer comes on television again. They are seeing your promotions and advertisements when they want it. And also, so that you, as a company, you don't receive any backlash from this standard, offer monthly training programs so that again everyone will be on the same page. You won't have those employees saying, well, I don't know how to use that, so we're not going to promote our product through that. No, offer monthly training sessions to teach everyone about all of these new media outlets and to allow them to become familiar and to become comfortable with using these. It's, like I said, so imperative for companies today to allow their products on multiple new media outlets. This will definitely solve the problem that we see between Josh and Sarah, because both of them have different ideas, yet they're both good, but Josh's new media outlets ideas would be more effective today. The solution to problem 2, which is that neither Josh nor Sarah were taking the time to communicate effectively, is to create an environment that encourages effective communication. How do you do that? Well, put into effect monthly team building exercises. It is so important for any company that divides their employees into teams or divisions or any other word that basically means teams, for them to have training to be able to work as a team. That doesn't come naturally. So it is so important for these team building exercises to be on a regular basis, to reiterate the importance that they have to work together, that these multiple employees are working for one outcome, so they need to work together to be effective. And in these team building exercises, communication must be key. The second aspect of this solution is leadership skills assessments. These assessments allow your leaders to be aware of how they communicate. And also, the people that are working under them or with them, it allows the leader to realize that they communicate differently. So when the leader is speaking to that specific person, they need to communicate how that person communicates, not the way they do. So these leadership assessments are so important because it allows the leader to become more effective. Of course, you're sitting there saying, what's in it for me? I'm not from Rising Entertainment, and I don't know if my company even has this problem. Well, I'd like to take a minute to encourage you, even though you may not see these problems in your company today, to still implement these solutions within your organization. There's nothing wrong with creating a standard of keeping up with the latest media outlets. Even if you have employees that do encourage that, create that standard so that in the future you don't have the problem of people not being comfortable with these new media outlets, because they pop up every day, new ones, multiple new ones every day. So create that standard ahead of time before you have that problem, and you won't have it. And also to create an environment that encourages effective communication. I'm sure some of you are sitting there saying, my company does have that environment. But to make sure that your company encourages effective communication is so imperative. So just implement the monthly team building exercises and leadership skills assessments into your organization, and I promise you, you will not have these problems. Or if you do have the problems, they will be under control. So again, I just encourage you to implement these solutions into your organization as well.